I'm joined now exclusively by Lori Weisberg, a close friend of Warren Weinstein, and she's the only person outside his family that Weinstein mentions in a letter he recently sent to the media asking for help. Lori, thank you for joining us. When you see your dear friend in that video, what goes through your mind?
I'm overwhelmed. I think it's a terrible thing that he has been in captivity for 2.5 years, almost 2.5 years, and I very much hope that the American government can do whatever possible to get him released.
Ms. Weisberg, in that
Warren
video,
is a person who has
continue on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm saying Warren is a person who has devoted much of his life to human rights and to development, to trying to change the world, to make it a little bit better for people all over the world, and to then be, to find himself in this kind of a situation is a very sad thing.
And Ms. Weisberg, when you look at the video, Warren looks ashen, he sounds lethargic. It's a dramatic change from the prior videos we have seen of him in captivity. He said in that video that he is suffering from a heart condition and acute asthma. And in the letter he wrote to the media, he says this is a quote. He said, "Given my age and my health, I don't have time on my side." How concerned are you for him?
I'm very concerned. He's 72 years old. Quite honestly, I didn't recognize him in the picture. He has changed so dramatically from the person he used to be in terms of appearance. And I would hope that something could be done so that he has a chance to be reunited with his family, with his wife, with his children, with his grandchildren, and not to have to die in captivity in a foreign country far away from those he loves.
And speaking of his family, have you spoken with his family recently? And if so, how are they doing?
I have not spoken with his family recently. I talked with his wife some months ago, and she was quite in despair, but hoping very much that he would in fact be released, that the American government would do whatever was possible to secure his release.
What is your message to your dear friend?
Hang on, Warren. There are people out here who remember you, who think about you, who love you, and who really want you to come home. So if you can hang on until that happens, that would be fabulous.
Why do you think he mentions you in the letter?
I don't know specifically. We go back a long way. In the early 1970s, when we were both young academics, we worked together on human rights. And Warren was one of the people who helped me found an organization called Human Rights Internet, which I ran for more than 20 years. We wrote together, we did some editing, some writing together. Although I must say in the last few years we've lost touch with each other, but he's always been one of my good friends, and I still consider him a very dear friend, and I would very much like to see him released and be able to come back and enjoy the rest of his life.